What up, dude? And welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl and Lions Nation Unite. It's your man, Curt Steele. Today is Wednesday, February 8th, 2023. Happy 26th birthday to my man, Curtis Williams Steele III, my son, man. Hey, enjoy your day, young fella, man. We're going to make it special for you, man. Dad love you, man, and we're going to do some things today. But do us a favor right quick, man. Everybody else, like the video, share the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And let's get this thing going, man. On deck for today's show, Coach Mike looks at the new running back coach and assistant head coach, Scottie Montgomery. I'll discuss who Detroit selected in the latest ESPN mock draft by Matt Miller. And LL asks, should the Lions keep Evan Brown? But before we get into all that, man, it's time to bring in the rest of the crew on this What Up There Wednesday. It's my man, my mellow, that ladies' pet, the men's regret. You ain't seen nothing yet. You know he got that thigh stop, baby, because thick thighs save lives, man. He is the proprietor, owner, and the founder of the Tupperware T-shirt exchange program. It's my man, LL Cool Torrance. What's going on, my man?
What's down, Proud Nation, and good morning.
Man, y'all know it, man. He got more jobs than anybody else on the panel, man. He gonna cook your meal. He gonna coach your kids, man. He gonna knock you out in the ring. He'll train you up, man. And I'll tell you, man, down there in Jackson, somebody done said they didn't see him with a pop-up oil change spot, man. It's my man, who?
It's the Wolverine, Coach Mike Jones. What's going on, Lion fan?
Let's get this thing started.
Right now.
Let's go.
For Lions talk, baby.
Welcome to Detroit. Welcome back to the show, people, man. Coming to the mic. You know, if you don't know, he resides right next to a historical place right there in Jackson, Michigan. You know, because it's Black History Month, man. But he lives right next to the NAACP headquarters right there in Jackson, man.
Yes,
and all those jobs he has, I've got to tell you, he'll sell you a t-shirt too. It's my man, the Wolverine Lion. Talk to us about this new hire by the Lions.
So as many of you may have heard by now, Scottie Montgomery was hired as a new running back coach and assistant head coach. And he steps into the role vacated by Deuce Staley. Shouts out to Deuce. We all know the reason why he left, to take care of his sick mom and things like that. But Scottie Montgomery was number one on Dan Campbell's list. And that lets you know when people say we can't get those people, we can't get the people that we want, he got the person he wanted. And that's letting you know things are changing up here in Detroit, in Detroit. So let's give a little brief rundown on Scottie Montgomery. He played in the NFL for 4 years. He was a gadget player, kind of receiver, kind of like a little lesser of an Antoine Randall type of player. You know, he went on and he was also the head coach down in East Carolina for 3 seasons. He went on and he was last notably, he was the running back coach the last 2 seasons for the Indianapolis Colts, and one which Jonathan Taylor was the leading rusher in the NFL. So that lets you know that, you know, he does have more wide receiver coaching experience than running back coaching experience, but his running back coaching experience, not to take anything away from Jonathan Taylor, because we all know he's a great back, but he was very pivotal in him becoming the league's leading rusher. Personally, I'm just going to forecast a little bit of what I see in that movement. I think that movement was made because this has probably been Johnson's final season as the Detroit Lions head coach, or as a Detroit Lions assistant coach, offensive coordinator. I see Ben Johnson leaving after this season because I forecast the Lions will actually host a playoff game in 2023. We will win the division. And with that, if you can lead the Lions offense, you're going to be gone. You getting that guap, baby. And I think that he is brought in as to learn the job and to become the new offensive coordinator once Ben Johnson has vacated that position. Um, just his multitude of experience. So I think it was a very smart hire. He's also, it falls in the role of the ex-player coach, even though he wasn't the best, I would say, player in the NFL. He knows the grind, he understands it, and he can relate to the players. And this was a smart hire, and I'm just happy that it went down like this. I'm happy that we finally got who we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And not just, somebody that just came in with, well, I guess we'll take him. So y'all just tell me what y'all think about this hire, man. I'm excited that we have a guy who has the experience that he has, man. And I'm ready, man. I'm ready for 2023 already.
Yeah, man, it doesn't surprise me that Dan Campbell hired another former NFL player. That just seems to be his MO. He seems to be a great motivator. And one other thing that, as a wide receiver coach, he coached our wide receiver coach in the league. He was Antoine Randall Elves coach at one time. So if he can help get Jonathan Taylor to become one of the best running backs in the league in his short career, I'm confident he will keep our running game headed in the right direction. And what Deuce Staley, he will build on what Deuce Staley had. And from what I hear, he's ultra competitive as well. So I don't think there's going to be a drop off in competitiveness for the Lions in that position. So what you got, Ella?
Thank you for the info, Coach Mike, because I was completely unfamiliar with Coach Scottie Miller. So yeah, and Black History Month. I'm glad it's I'm glad he is
Montgomery. You said Mitchell.
Dan Campbell seems to have the right eye for picking people, good coaches, no matter what race they may be. Some NFL teams have issues with that, so I'm glad to see that we don't have an issue with that. And it's good because a lot of issues, especially like Washington is cleaning their act up. But like one of the things, like just some people from around the area, they talk about this black old city, and they do how they do over there. So it's kind of hard for the people of the city to get behind the team sometimes. But I don't know if that's what people look at the Lions to root for, but I'm just glad that that's what's going on here.
Yeah. Yeah, Montgomery, man, is a good coach, man. And like you said, I mean, he was a head coach at ECU. That's not too far from me down here in where I live. It's only about a couple hours out to the coast. So you look at where he's been and where he's going. He has a cachet, man, and he has a reputation of being a good coach. So I like it. I like the hire. Hey,
Me too.
Like the video, share the video, comment on the video, man. Hey, do us a favor. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. And of course, you can once you leave a comment in the comment section. So let's get to that. Answer the family discussion topic for today, which is what is Coach Jones, because you got it for today. What's the family discussion topic?
Do you guys approve of the Lions' hire of Scottie Montgomery? Let us know in the comment section. Just quick little comment, man. I approve. I don't approve. Just let us know how you feel, man.
For real. Thanks, man. We appreciate you right here doing that on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors, man. Now let's look at what ESPN's Matt Miller did for the Lions in his latest 2-round mock draft. Now he had Detroit taking two defensive players in the first round and 2 offensive players in the second round. With that number 6 overall pick, he took Devin Witherspoon from Illinois for the Lions. At 18, he selected Lucas Van Ness, the defensive end from Iowa. In round number 2, at pick 48, he took Sean Laporta, the tight end out of Iowa. So he got 2 Hawkeyes back to back. He wrapped up his pick with Jahmyr Gibbs, the running back out of Alabama, at pick 55. Okay, let me give you my thoughts on this. I like the Witherspoon pick. We need a shutdown corner, and that kid is physical. He's one of those guys you don't throw a lot at. Even if you do, he plays and run support well. I like what I see out of Witherspoon. He plays man coverage. He plays tough, so I like that pick. Now, with the picking of Van Ness, I'm not sure about drafting another defensive end. He says that he's a guy who could replace John Kaminsky if they don't. They decide not to re-sign Kaminsky.
We got Josh Pascal for that.
Yeah. He was like, he was like he could play around with the playing within that Josh Pascal. He's a tall guy. He looks about around 6'6", something like that, 6'7", around that area, 270 pounds. So he's a big defensive end. But I'm not sure. The Lions right now at defensive end, I think the Lions have a pretty decent depth at defensive end. So I'm not really sold on that pick. Maybe they're trying about a guy he can push inside, but of course that's what you can do with Josh Pascal. So like I said, Laporta, for him, they saying he would take over the top tight end spot left vacant by the Hockenson trade. I like our current tight end room.
Yeah.
Now I know we don't have a lot of big names in the tight end room, but I like it. It's solid. Brock Wright does his thing. And you got another young talent you still developing in the Governor. So I think that pick is a reach. That's for me. Okay. So overall, I like the pick I like outside of the Witherspoon pick the most is Gibbs out of Alabama. Now he could eventually become the all-around, all-purpose back that Swift can be if he stays healthy. Now Gibbs is pretty healthy. Transferred from Georgia Tech to Alabama last year. The kid can catch the ball out of the backfield. At one time, he was a leading receiver at Alabama. I think he's a dynamic runner. And wait a minute, one thing I would tell you that he is better than Swift. He is faster than DeAndre Swift. If you think that kid can absolutely fly, that dude is fast as hell. Is he more between the tackles? No, he's an edge runner. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy who attacks the edges. But I don't know if he'll be there that late in the second round just because of his skill set. You look at, what he can do, especially being a dynamic pass catcher out of the backfield, and he's a good runner. And his speed that he brings, I'm not sure he'll be there that late in the second round. Am I saying that he's an absolute pick for me? No, but I wouldn't mind a pick if we picked him up. That's what I'm saying. And he can want to be one of those guys if the Lions decide to move on from DeAndre Swift because of the injury issues, because they didn't pick up his 5th-year option. Well, we don't have a 5th-year option because he's a second round player, so he didn't have a 5th-year option. So this is only 4 years, so they haven't extended him yet. That may be a viable replacement for a DeAndre Swift is Jahmyr Gibbs out of Alabama. So that's the four picks, the 2 rounds of the mock draft by Matt Miller over there at ESPN. What do you guys think about his mock draft?
I like the first pick. I like Witherspoon. There's about 3 corners that I like in the first round that I think are worthy of that first round grade. So and Witherspoon's one of them. So I'm not against that. The only problem I do have with his mock draft is in the second round. I think we need an offensive guard. We need to go up in the draft early, get a day 1 starter to replace Big V, get that contract off the books. You know what I'm saying? That's my only thing, man. And the rest, man, just it happens. If that's where they fall, that's those picks happen to fall, man. Gibbs, I'm good with him. Because we're uncertain about a lot of things in our running back room right now. So overall, I can deal with it, man. Like I said, just that offensive guard, man. I'm getting the guard in the second round, hands down.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you that running back room because you got Justin Jackson, who was only a 1-year deal, and then you have Jameer Jefferson kind of up in the air with what he's doing, and you have Jamal Williams, which is he was an upcoming free agent. So I feel you on that one. The only really guy we have under contract, we have Craig Reynolds and we have DeAndre Swift. Those are only 2 backs that we really have that's under contract right now. What you got, LL?
Devin Witherspoon, that's a decent enough pick, I guess. And let me say this. This is my draft, so I don't really take them too serious, so whatever. But that's that's probably his best pick. Van Ness, no, I don't like no one. I don't like him. We don't need him. Like we have guys. Like if you gonna draft the same thing, it's got to be like, to me at least, it's got to, it's got to be like an improvement. Like we got guys that's gonna do what he gonna do. If you want like an edge guy, I know it's not at the same position, but Tyree Wilson is probably a better pick. I'm also with Coach Mike. Like I want a guard, and it's a lot of good guards. It's a lot of guys. I'm gonna talk about it in the next segment. They can play both guard and center. So that's what kind of makes the decision about Evan Brown is going to be a little bit tougher. But it's some other guys I would probably take there. Who was the first second round pick again? The tight end. No tight end.
Porter.
I wouldn't take a tight end when it's still good defensive linemen and linebackers and corners on the board, safeties and other positions that we could draft other than a tight end. And I like our tight end room, but it's never always being proven. So not to say that we shouldn't ever draft or bring somebody in, but not at the first, not that high. And Gibbs, number one, I agree with you, Curt. I don't think he's gonna be there, but he don't run it the same. You know what I'm saying? Like he can run it, but he just don't run it the same. Like he'll probably be somebody's third down back, or maybe an all-purpose back. I don't know, but I was trying to find my man's name just to provide other options. It's he from Coastal Carolina, I think, or Tulane, I think.
Tulane, the guy he kicked in the
he had a real good Senior Bowl.
Yeah,
he
did.
I cannot think. I'm trying to find his name on the site. What is it?
That guy fast from Tulane.
Yeah. He is kind of what you might think of like what DeAndre Swift is supposed to be, like 5'9", 205 or something like that. Dorian Williams. Nope, sorry, wrong guy. Tajay Spears. There you go.
There you go. Spears.
Yeah, he's fast. He can run it in between the tackles, and he can run it out. He can catch it, and he got a little bit of power. He got a little bit of build to him. So not to say Gibbs is a bad pick or anything like that. Just offering another option. So not a bad mock draft, but it's a mock draft. So whatever.
Yeah, it's a mock draft. So hey, just wanted to bring it up because you have a lot of prospects out there. You're gonna have more and more mock drafts. We'll start looking at some of these prospects and start taking a deeper dive. Probably Devin Witherspoon is probably one of the ones that we need to do first because he is one of those guys that is mocked to Detroit several times. He's not the only. Matt Miller is not the only person who's mocked Devin Witherspoon to the Lions. So they say he fits the build, the way he fits his physicality. He fits right in with the Aaron Glenn scheme.
Only thing about I'm not upset with that pick, but you might could get the same thing with Joey Porter, and he's a little bit taller, and he might come in a little bit faster.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Of course, we got the combine coming up here at the end of the month, next month, or the end of this month, and then you have pro days and a whole bunch of things are going to happen between now and April when the draft comes on. So got a lot of time to look at a lot of prospects. So
I'm pro Joey Porter too, man.
Yeah,
so I know that.
I looked at Joey Porter as well, just because of the fact of the height and his pedigree. I mean, not saying that his lineage matter, but you look at some of the guys that we got in the league right now, man. Asante Samuel Jr., Patrick Surtain the second. We got some.
I tell you what,
we got some guys with some lineage in the NFL.
I don't really care about Hard Knocks, but what if they were to bring Hard Knocks back and then Joey Porter be there? Like that, that might provide a spark that they need.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, do us a favor, man. Subscribe to the channel. Hey, if you're going to get yourself some Lions gear, go on over to Fanatics.com. Y'all see I'm rocking a new, that's the black camo, Lions cap. Go ahead to Fanatics.com. Links in the description below, man. Help us grow the content on this channel. Grab yourself some gear, man. The link's in the description, man. So go ahead, hit up Fanatics.com for all your Lions gear. And while you're out there on the internet, man, check us out on Lions Nation Unite. It's the ultimate virtual hangout for Detroit Lions fans to help us bring you this content. And you can get some gear in their shop as well at lnushop.com. Check us out, the Detroit Lions on the Prowl.com. And while you're out there, get yourself some Prowl Nation gear at lionsontheprowlshop.com. Head over to wolverlion.com. Coach Jones going to hook you up, man. Links in the description is below as well. If you're a Wolverine on Saturday and a Lion on Sunday, grab yourself some Wolverine gear. Coach Jones is going to hook you up with that right there in the description. Grab yourself some Roar Up gear. Be a part of the fight against cancer because Big Lion Man sells that Roar Up gear, and the proceeds from that link go to help the American Cancer Society of Michigan. Man, for different content for your boy Curt Steele, head over to curtsteele.com. Man, I got you hooked up, man. You're going to have some hard-hitting profiles over there and some interviews with some of your favorite or some of the biggest Lions fans is out there right now. So go ahead and check out curtsteele.com, man. And ladies, no, I'm not gonna do that for you. All right, man. Now it's time to switch gears over to our man, LL Cool Show to talk about, should we keep Evan Brown around? What you got, LL?
When I seen this headline, I'm like, man, because I'm just thinking, like, just looking at the draft, like, man, hell, man, Evan Brown can he can find another place to play football, like, probably. But it's tough, man. It's probably gonna be a tougher decision. So, mainly because, number one, I don't remember. I think we talked about it here, but I know I've heard it on other platforms as of like how the Lions should probably treat some of our free agents, because you don't want to give people the implications that they can perform well and then they just get cut loose. Because Evan Brown, and the information I'm going to give you comes from an article on PrideOfDetroit.com. It was written by Morgan Cannon. But they just talked about his role in 2022. He played 13 games total with 12 starts. His Pro Football Focus grade was 64.8. That's 33rd out of 78 guards. So that's a starting caliber guard grade. And he played 68 snaps at center and 700 snaps at right guard. So he showed, a little bit of versatility, more so than, what we thought, because he beforehand had pretty much been a backup center, but he, stepped in and played a backup guard. So how much do you pay for a backup guard when there's so many young, good guys that do the exact same thing as him in this draft? You got some guys out there, even like I was trying to figure out this whole time, like the big name offensive lineman up to this point was Peter Skoronski, if I'm saying that right, out of Northwestern. And turns out, at least what everybody keeps saying, he could play all 5 positions on the offensive line. I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing, but he was already, up there. And then now he's saying he could play wherever the hell you want to put him. So he'll be there at 6. He'll probably be there at 8. Well, he may not be there at 18, but another guy will be there at 18. My man out of Minnesota, Michael Smith, John Michael Smith, or something like that. It's a lot of guys that can play center and guard. They are a little bit bigger, a lot younger. Well, a little bit younger, because Evan Brown's a young guy too, but a little bit younger, and probably that we could probably coach up and get him to where he's at. But it's still the thing of, like, he has played well for us, so maybe we should keep him around, but at what cost? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like we still should draft a guard. Even if we bring him back, we still should draft a guy. So, how much do we pay Evan Brown to be a backup center guard when we drafted one anyway? You know what I'm saying? What if Vitae come back and say, hey, guys, my neck and my back feel much better. I want to play football again. Now we got a log jam a little bit.
Just can't play it here in Detroit.
I mean, but I don't know. Maybe he might be the best option, because he took a pay cut last year, so he might be the cheapest option outside of Evan Brown. I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of options, a lot of questions. So I don't know how to answer this. Should we bring Evan Brown back next year?
Okay. All right. So for me, now, one thing when I looked at your topic, I kind of looked out there on the internet to see what I saw. Now he will draw some offers in free agency just because of his versatility. You say he can play guard and center. I saw an article that the LA Chargers may be possibly pursuing Evan Brown in free agency this year. So here's the thing I like about Evan Brown, and it's not a play at guard. I like it if when Frank Ragnow goes out, there's no drop off at center when Brown comes in. That's my thing with Evan Brown. I'm not really so with him at guard as I am a backup center. Jared Goff's used to him. There's no drop off, and that's really kind of hard to do. Now, you can say you can find a backup center in the draft, a younger guy, but that's hard when you can have a guy that comes in that replaces your All-Pro or Pro Bowl center, and there's no drop off in play at that position. So that's my thing. I like Evan Brown. I will keep him around just for that fact. Not so with him on guard. I would take a guard as well to take that right guard position, but I want to keep Evan Brown for that. Hey, you can play guard and center, but I want you, if that big toe start hurting on Frank Ragnow, we got somebody to come in and take that position. What you got? What you got, Coach Jones?
Yeah, like you said, the good foot or what? How you call it?
Yeah, that good foot has been messing with him for the last 2 years.
Yeah, I'm with you, Curt. I want Evan Brown as a backup center. He handled himself very well when Frank Ragnow went out. I don't want him at backup guard. We need to draft a guard immediately.
Expeditiously.
Yeah. I like I said, I would keep our 3 offensive linemen. This is kind of off topic, but I would keep Evan Brown, Tommy Kramer, and Matt Nelson intact as our backups, man. And so yeah, I would definitely keep Evan Brown because we all know if Jared Goff on a rapport, please don't let that man leave. We need Goff to feel as comfortable as possible. Like, we don't need that boy feeling no hesitation about nothing. So yeah, man, keep Evan Brown, man. I'm all for it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm with that, man. And like you said, just for me, that it's a security blanket to have a nice backup center that there's no drop off when you have a guy that plays as well as Frank right now, and you bring a guy behind him and there's no drop off. That's just a great thing for me. Hey, man, do us a favor, man. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, man. Give us a like. Hit the notification bell so you know when you get fresh content from us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Yo, home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. All right, now it's time for us to do my favorite thing of the show, man. But before we do that, go ahead and follow us on your favorite social media platforms, man. You got TikTok, you got YouTube, because some of us have our own personal YouTube channels, and you make sure you go to check out our Facebook pages, and you know what day it is. It's Wednesday. So you know what tomorrow is. It's Thursdays, baby, right there on LL's Instagram page. You can quit your thirst any day of the week on his Instagram page, but it's always great on a Thursday over there on LL's Instagram page, man. And that link is coming, y'all. I keep saying it. Maybe, I got to get an update off camera on when we get in that website, www.tshirttupperwareexchange.com. All right, that's how I do us favorite things for the show, Dave. Hey, for everyone left a comment, man, thank you. Today we got three comment cards today. So do us a favor, comment on the video today, man, and help us get some more comments out there for the next show or recorded show that's going to be on Monday. First up, we got Patrick Watts. He says, if a big IF, capital IF, if they trade the number 6 picks to the Ravens, it should be for their first round and Roquan Smith at number 6. If you want an immediate impact player that is equivalent, they're not trading Roquan Smith, man. It just sounds to a long-term deal. Yeah, I like the sentiment, but nah, you ain't finna get Roquan Smith and a first round pick.
Hell nah.
So in other words, Patrick Watts saying hell no to that.
Yeah. That's what he's saying.
Oh, and I just want to say, I didn't want Lamar Jackson. That's not what it was. It was if Baltimore trades Lamar Jackson somewhere else, they would be able to trade with Detroit and move up to that number 6 pick, and then we'd get some shit, for some shit, as LL said. Let's go.
Yeah. Friend of the show, Dan Spano says, I've heard of that guy, LL. He was one of the Senior Bowl standouts. It would fit the Lions' MO to draft another player with the name we can't pronounce. Thanks for the comment, but he wasn't there because he's a junior. He known, so I'm not trying to say like he's my sleeper pick or nothing. I didn't discover this dude. He known. I'm just saying he a good football player, and I want y'all to check him out and what y'all think. Because Brad Holmes, he scouted real good, so he's one of those guys. So I don't know, maybe it is. I don't know how to say it. Tuli Tuipulotu.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I'm good on that.
Mark M.
My bad.
Oh yeah, my bad. Mark M says if one of those top 3 QBs fall to 6, I think we are definitely going to have some potential trade partners out there. If we can trade back somewhere in the 8 to 15 range, we can still land a starting corner and pick up an extra pick or two in the process. And yes, that's the thought of most people. Also, something that I know is not popular, but don't rule out the fact that we might just take a QB ourselves because I know it's not popular, but in 2024, Jared Goff's supposed to re-up, and that's the same time that Amon-Ra is going to be, because he's a fourth rounder, so he's not going to have an extra year. Penei Sewell, we're going to, extend him to the 5th year. Liam McNeil, so that there's a lot of things that go on in that 2024 season that Jared Goff contract might be a little too steep.
Yeah, it all depends on what's going to happen with the salary cap. If he keeps going up, then we'll see. All right. Hey, thank you guys for checking us out right here, man. Thanks for commenting, man. Like I said, make sure you comment more. We need some more comments, man. Answer the family discussion topic, or just tell us how we're doing. Comment on one of the segments of the show, what you feel about the mock draft, what you feel about the Scottie Montgomery hire, and then what do you think? Should we keep Evan Brown or not? So let us know in the comments section of the video, man. We know you're going to discuss it during the premiere, but go ahead and leave us a comment in the comment section of the video. All right, now let's go ahead and get to everyone else's favorite segment, Dessert with your man Curt, brought to you by Delightful Bites, custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. If you like how they look, you will love how they taste, man. Grand 012, have some coffee with your dessert, man. Delightful Bites, get your cookie on. All right, man. Picture rolling around on Instagram, man. J-Mo attended the Pistons game the other day, and there was a jersey swap with another young Detroit talent, Cade Cunningham. So you got a picture of Cade Cunningham and J-Mo exchanging jerseys at the Pistons game, man. See that young talent and that young future of the Detroit sports happening right there at the game, man. That's what's up, man. You got them young fellas out there supporting each other, man. So shout out to J-Mo and Cade Cunningham for doing that, man. And another thing I want to mention, I was talking off air, man. Make sure you go check out the NFL 360 that aired last night. It was a Black History special. And for you Sparties out there, man, it's a story about Jimmy Ray. He was the first Black quarterback in a Division I school, and he went to Michigan State. So go and check that thing out, man. He's from right here where I live, right outside Fort Bragg in the Fayetteville area in North Carolina, man. Great story. So go ahead and check that out, man. He played in one of the biggest college football game in history, the game of the century between Michigan State and Notre Dame. So go ahead and check that out, man. The NFL 360 that aired last night was the Black History one. So go ahead and check that out, the story of Jimmy Ray. And he was an inspiration for Black quarterbacks throughout history. So go ahead and check that out. And that's your dessert with your man Curt, brought to you by Delightful Bites. Delightful Bites, get your cookie on. Now it's time to take that quick walk on over to that wall of fame, baby. First up, we got Everything King, man. So go ahead and check out Marcus King, the king of everything. His YouTube channel, man, is always on fire. He does great Michigan, Detroit Pistons, and of course Detroit Lions coverage. And he works over there on LNU as well. Check out Brian Stover, my man Timmy Burch in the building, Bob Korowski, Nomis J, and we on Top Doe 100. Those are our bronze members. For our silver members, we got my man Batman of the 313, Henry Wallace. We got Kirkland Pratt and Big Dale is in the building. For our gold members, 3 p.m. today is the gold members meeting. So go ahead and check the community tab for that, or that link that's been out there is recurring. So go ahead and join us for the gold members meeting today. You got Larry McQuiston, Turner Burley in the building. You got Dr. Detroit. We got Michael Lewis, North and Ken, Paul Jarose, and Lady Lionel of Douchebagia. Go ahead and become a member of the Wall of Fame by clicking the join now in the description. And that is your Wall of Fame for today. Now it's time for final thoughts for today's show. LL, you up first, my guy. What you got for final thoughts on this? What up, though? Or wild out a hump day, baby? What you got today, man?
Well, of course, have a great day. Be kind. Reminder, Valentine's Day falls on Tuesday. You know what that means? Tacos on Valentine's Day. That is my thing. So if you're out there and you love tacos, just same as me, buy me some tacos. That's I'm trying to get some tacos bought for me for Valentine's Day this year. So yeah. Happy Wednesday, everyone.
Man, if you married, you get your wife some tacos on Tuesday, man, you get your ass. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. You better do something better than tacos on Tuesday. You married. What you got, Coach?
I'm saying for me, I just want some tacos.
Oh, yeah, you want some tacos? Okay, well, tacos for you. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, get LL some tacos, man.
Tacos.
Help the brother out.
Don't get your lady some tacos.
Nah.
What you got?
What you gonna do?
Yeah,
Go ahead,
but
Coach.
I just want to say I'm happy that Detroit. It's not just a destination that we think as fans that is becoming the place to be. That actually is becoming a place to be to everybody else outside of Detroit. And the hiring of Scottie Montgomery is the proof in the pudding because he made a lateral coaching move. Of course, he's with the assistant head coach, which none of us really know what that assistant head coach title entails extra, but he kind of made a lateral move to Detroit, and I'm just glad, man, that we're getting who we want and just not what's left over out there, and that's a sign of things are changing in Detroit, and I can't wait for 2023, man. We go win the North.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, you know what it is, man. Again, happy birthday to my man Curtis Williams the third, man. Y'all know if y'all know what relationship I have with my son, man. We've definitely gotten closer, man. Since I've been retired, man. He's special needs. He has autism, man, and my hero, man, because he has no fear, man, and he lives his life as himself every single day. So he is who he is, and I love him for it. But definitely, hey, I'm excited about the future in Detroit, just like Coach Jones, about what we have going on. Look at the coaching staff moves and all the hires and what we potentially could do in the draft and in free agency. So I'm excited about the future in Detroit, and we haven't had that kind of excitement in Detroit for a long time, especially with the end of the season, the way the season ended last year. Hopefully we can build on that going forward. But with all that being said, man, hey, thank you guys for checking us out right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Don't forget that Gold Members meeting is today at 3 p.m. Check the community chat for that. And it's Wednesday, hump day, baby. So go ahead, get your grind on today at work. If you need your help, ask for it, because it's always a sign of strength and not weakness to ask for help. So you had your lunch with us. You had 2 tacos. Was that dollar taco, the dollar coney dogs, or whatever you got out there eating for your lunch, man? In that Metro Detroit area, get this
salad.
Wipe your crumbs off your face, man. Finish your drink and get back to work, baby. And whatever you're doing in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you could be. For my fellas, LL and Coach Mike, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon. We love you, Jim.